Minister Senzo Mchunu sat before the Madlanga Commission and tried to defend the indefensible. He disbanded a specialized police unit that was solving political murders in 3 days. His reason? Murder is murder. But then he admitted the unit he killed was getting fast results. Watch as a minister destroys his own argument, word by word, lie by lie, contradiction by contradiction. This is a masterclass in political deception caught on camera. Now I'm about to prosecute Mchunu. Click the like button now and subscribe. Thank you. Let's prosecute.
You stopped duplicating, but at one point, I said to the National Commissioner, murder is murder. Let's not create a false hierarchy in murders in South Africa as South African police.
Stop right there. Murder is murder. Simple statement, clear implication. Political killings don't need special treatment. Regular murder investigation methods work just fine. All murders should be treated equally. Okay, Minister, let's accept your premise for a moment. Murder is murder. No hierarchy, no special treatment needed. Fair enough. Now watch what happens when the Commission asks him about the very unit he disbanded. Dlamini, play the forensics admission.
Now, you can make whatever opinion and so on, but the thing is, when you look at it from the perspective of value for money in a context of a deteriorating budget, it will tell you that you rather have to review the way you want to use the resources in the department. That's the purpose of those. And then I'm
Sorry,
adding...
Minister,
Yes.
just to make sure that I don't lose you, is what you're conveying with this statistic, are you conveying that the PKTT has not been successful? There's never been value for money from the beginning. Is that what you're seeking to show with the statistics?
Yes, in the directive, there is a half a sentence or something. I listened to the National Commissioner speaking here at the Commission and to Lieutenant General Kumalo. And as I listened, I got more and more squeezed internally when they repeatedly used the word traditional, that NPKTT doesn't use traditional methods when investigating. They don't use normal methods. They are using what has been put into. Even when you take blood samples, what do? They said it's 3 days for a political murder case, whereas it is 30 days for a normal murder. And look, I'm not going to be minister forever. At one point, I will go home. And if I come across murder, I'll be one of those whose investigation will be deemed as normal.
The National Political Killings Task Team, NPKTT, gets blood sample results in 3 days for political murder cases. 3 days. Let me spell that out. THREE days. Now, if you've ever dealt with South African Police Services forensics, you know what normal means. Normal means waiting months for lab results. Normal means cases going cold because evidence takes forever to process. Normal means criminals walking free while we wait for science. But NPKTT? 3 days. So let me understand this correctly, Minister. You have a specialized unit that processes forensic evidence in 3 days instead of months, and you disbanded it to go back to the slow methods? Aish, guys, really? Are we actually supposed to swallow this? Let's be fair to the minister for just a moment. Maybe, just maybe, he genuinely believes that going from 3-day results back to 3-month results is somehow an improvement. Maybe he suffers from a rare medical condition where faster equals worse. Maybe he's living in opposite world where efficiency is bad and delays are good. Or, and hear me out here, maybe, just maybe, this unit was working too well on politically sensitive cases, getting results too fast, making certain people too uncomfortable, and it had to be stopped. Which explanation sounds more likely to you? Shame, poor minister. Caught between his emotions and his excuses, trying to play both sides of a contradiction he created himself. My heart bleeds, truly. But we haven't even gotten to the best part yet. Because after all of this, after admitting NPKTT works fast, after not blaming them for results, after the budget complaints, the minister writes a directive. And that directive contains one word that will destroy his entire defense.
This is the directives themselves. Oh, I see. Thank you. The meaning in this context of immediately is not as that of switching the light. Switch off that light immediately, and you go to the wall, you do so.
Before we get to what the minister claims the word means, let's establish what he actually wrote. The directive says, and these are his exact words, that the National Political Killings Task Team should be disestablished immediately. Immediately. Now, when I studied English, and I'm sure most of you did too, we learned that immediately is an adverb. And adverbs modify verbs. They tell you how or when an action happens. So if I say, close the door immediately, what does that mean? It means close the door right now. Not tomorrow, not after a meeting. Now. If I say, leave immediately, what does that mean? It means get out right now. Not after you finish your tea. Now. If I say, disestablish immediately, what does that mean? Well, according to every English teacher who ever lived, it means disestablish right now. But according to Minister Mchunu, it means something completely different. Dlamini, let him explain his logic.
I just had said for 3 days, 29, 30, 31, and asked myself, what changes, what impact have I made on subs? This is my 5th month in the department. I'm heading for the 6th month. And I need to see qualitatively the difference that I've made. And then I wrote these directives wanting to select just 3 issues that would make further impact on the work that we had done and not come to the department and just stay and not make any difference. And therefore, immediately, I know exactly where it came from. It says...
Minister, maybe here is my suggestion. It's page 476.
It relates to a decision having been taken. So saying to the National Commission, take note that the decision has been taken immediately. The decision.
So it is you that acted immediately.
I'm sorry, I need a moment here. The audacity, the sheer, unmitigated gall of this man. Let me break down what he just said. He claims immediately doesn't mean the disbandment should happen immediately. No, no, no. It means the decision was taken immediately. So the sentence, NPKTT should be disestablished immediately, actually means I immediately decided that NPKTT should be disestablished at some unspecified future time, pending reports and meetings. My brothers and sisters, I need you to hear this again, because your brain probably rejected it the first time as too absurd to be real. He wrote, disestablish immediately. He claims it means, I decided immediately, but the disbandment happens later. That's like writing, pay me immediately, and then claiming you meant, I decided immediately that you should pay me eventually, maybe after we talk about it. Or writing, leave immediately, and saying you meant, I decided immediately that you should leave at some point in the future. No rush. Does this make sense to anyone? Is there a single person watching this who thinks this is a reasonable interpretation of the English language. But wait, the Commission tried to help him. They actually tried to give him a way out by asking him basic grammar questions.
In the directive.
I'm sorry, Minister. I want to understand your use of immediately. What do you say immediately relates to? Does it relate to the disbandment, that is, disbandment immediately? If not, what do you say it relates to? I'm not sure I understood you.
It relates to a decision having been taken. So saying to the National Commission, take note that the decision has been taken immediately. The decision.
So it is you that acted immediately.
Maybe let me put it like this to explain. It doesn't say, for instance, with immediate effect. It says immediately, meaning this decision has been taken immediately.
So the way I'm sitting, I think the two mean the same.
But in the context, especially when you attach the preliminary report, which is not required as of 31, it is required for another date, and then the UNESCO, it clearly sends a message that this immediate is not like switching off. It's not like whoever is driving.
Minister, when I studied or was taught English in my younger days, they would say an adverb. What does it do? It modifies a verb, I think, and an adjective qualifies a noun. That's the grammar I was taught. So your immediately is an adverb. So which verb in your sentence does it modify or does it relate to?
Count the stammers. It. That's not the sound of someone explaining a clear position. That's the sound of someone scrambling. That's the sound of someone making it up as they go. That's the sound of someone caught in a lie trying to find an exit. Immediately denotes a process. No, Minister. Immediately denotes immediacy. It's literally in the word. Immediate lie. Right now. Without delay. Instantly. A process is the opposite of immediately. A process takes time. A process has steps. A process is gradual. You can't say, do something immediately, and then claim you meant begin a lengthy process. Those are contradictory concepts. And then he says the most revealing thing of all. It's immediately, but not before the preliminary report. Not before the MinMesco. Guys, I wish I was making this up. I wish this was satire. But no, this is actually what he said. It's immediately, but not before the report, not before the meeting. That is the definition of not immediately. If something cannot happen until after a report and after a meeting, then by definition, it is not happening immediately. This is like saying, come here immediately, but first finish your dinner, watch a movie, take a shower, sleep for 8 hours, and then come here. Immediately.